Welcome to the shadow frequency, where the veil between this world and the next grows thin, and the things that whisper in the dark are given voice. From the cryptic candlelit studios, deep in the Indiana forests, your host, Matt Wilson, and his spectral producer, Juniper Ravenwood, unearth the forbidden, the forgotten, and the fearsome. So, still your heart, dim the light, and listen closely. For once you tune into the shadow frequency, you may never tune out.
All right, very good, John. Yeah, you're 58, 5 and 8. The 530 sounds great. My normal rig is a TS520, which I've been using for over 46 years.
Let me just turn the shortwave radio off here.
Using it.
There we go. All right, let's just cabinet open, see what we got in here tonight. Now, what is this? Matt, it's a tiny replica of our file cabinet. I mean, tiny, like dollhouse size, and every little drawer is labeled "Do Not Open."
That sounds reassuring. You didn't open any of them, did you?
Not yet. I learned my lesson. Last time something said "Do Not Open," we lost power for 3 days and you aged backwards for a weekend.
Yeah, my driver's license still hasn't recovered from that.
Anyway, let's set that somewhere safe before it starts whispering. Now, what else is buried in here tonight? What is that? Oh, here we go. Episode 236, UFO or Temporal Craft Lost in Time.
Oh, that one. A classic. That was actually the subject of our very first test episode.
Exactly. Before the lights flickered, before the cabinet developed a personality, and before we realized just how deep this story went.
The Kecksburg incident, 1965. Something fell from the sky, the military moved in, and the wreckage vanished. UFO? Or maybe something else, a craft that didn't come from space, but from another time.
Tonight, we're reopening the file, this time with a few more clues, a few more questions, and maybe a better idea of what really happened in those Pennsylvania woods.
From the shadows of the past to the frequencies of the present, let's dive in.
You are tuned to the shadow frequency, where every whisper tells a story from beyond the veil. Hosted by Matt Wilson, produced by Juniper Ravenwood, with Chris Beach. The darkness continues.
Deep in the Pennsylvania woods on a frozen December night in 1965, something fell from the sky that still refuses to stay buried. It wasn't a meteor, it wasn't a satellite, and whatever it was, it didn't belong to this decade, maybe not even to this timeline. Tonight, we're cracking open a file that we first touched on in our very first episode, our test episode, one that's, we have grown a little darker and stranger. We're going to revisit it tonight. Welcome back to the Shadow Frequency. I'm Juniper, and somewhere in the static, Matt is already waiting.
Oh, I've been waiting, Juniper. That Kecksburg file never really closed, did it?
No.
Tonight, we're asking the question that keeps me up at night. Did something crash, or did something arrive?
Buckle in, Shadow Seekers. The woods outside Kecksburg is still listening. Matt, take us there.
First, Juniper, thank you for dragging that dusty folder out of the cabinet. I can still smell the mildew on the original witness statements. December 9th, 1965, 6:47 p.m. The sun has already bled out behind the hills. In Kecksburg, Pennsylvania, a tiny dot on the map where everybody knows everybody, people step outside because the sky is screaming. A brilliant fireball trailing sparks the color of molten copper tears across 6 states. It banks hard, impossibly hard, like it's steering itself. Sonic booms rattle windows from Detroit to Pittsburgh. Radar at Greater Pittsburgh Airport clocks it dropping from 70,000 feet to treetop level in seconds. Then, silence. It lands in a ravine half a mile outside town. Trees are scorched in a perfect circle. The ground steams. Eyewitnesses, farmers, housewives, kids sneaking cigarettes describe a metallic object the size of a Volkswagen Beetle, shaped like a giant acorn or a bronze bell. No wings, no rivets, no scorch marks you'd expect from re-entry, just seamless and glowing faintly, like it's breathing. By 8 p.m., the military arrives, not local police, not state troopers. Blue Air Force uniforms, unmarked trucks, men with rifles who don't answer questions. They cordon off the woods with barbed wire that wasn't there an hour earlier. A flatbed truck backs in under floodlights. Something heavy is winched aboard, covered with canvas. Witnesses swear they hear a low humming, almost like chanting, coming from underneath the tarp. One boy, 16-year-old Jimmy Romansky, sneaks close enough to see the edge of the object before a soldier shoves him back. He'll tell reporters decades later it had writing on it, not English, not any language I'd ever seen, like Egyptian stuff, but sharper, and it was moving, like the symbols were crawling across the metal. The military leaves before dawn. The official statement the next day, a meteorite fragment, nothing recovered. But the people of Kecksburg know better. For weeks, men in dark sedans park outside witnesses' homes. Phone lines click. Children are pulled out of school for interviews. One firefighter who helped secure the site develops blisters that never heal. Another swears his watch runs backwards when he drives past the ravine. And then there are the radar tapes, declassified years later, that show the object changing direction mid-flight, vanishing from one screen and reappearing miles away seconds out of sync, as if it slipped, just for a moment, into a different now. Juniper, I still get chills thinking about those symbols. Whatever crashed that night didn't just fall, it arrived, and something tells me it wasn't done traveling.
I just got goosebumps. The idea that time itself tore open over those woods.
Hold that thought. After the break, we're diving into what they really hauled away and why some researchers think it's still skipping through the decades. Juniper, tease them.
We're only halfway through the file and I already feel like I need to check the clock twice. Listeners, are you feeling that same itch? Like the minutes aren't lining up right? Good. Keep that feeling. Chris has a quick word, then we're firing up the spectral cosmic message materializer for the mailbag. Don't touch that dial.
You got it, Juniper. If you're loving the Shadow Frequency, please like and subscribe and follow us on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and all major podcast directories. Visit our website at shadowfrequencypodcast.com to catch all our episodes. Leave a voicemail telling us where you're listening from. We might feature it in our next episode. Check out our Shadow blog for companion articles to our episodes, grab some cool swag from our store, or support us by buying us a coffee. Now let's get back over to Juniper for a dive into the mailbag, where we share your thoughts and stories. Juniper?
All right, Shadow Seekers, powering up the old materializer. Let's flip the switches. Let's see what drifts out of the void tonight. There's something glowing faintly on the tray. A message from the desert.
Message retrieved from the void.
All right, let's open it up. Well, it's got sand on it. Hi, this one's from Caroline H. in Sedona, Arizona. Says, hey, Matt and Juniper, just wanted to say how much I love the Shadow Frequency. I usually listen late at night while I'm sketching in my little art studio. The desert's quiet, and it's the perfect backdrop for your kind of airy storytelling. I tune in on Spotify, and I've been binging through the last mini episodes. The ones that really pull me in are the ones about ancient mysteries and UFO phenomena. I especially like when you two start connecting the dots that most people overlook. Project Evergreen was really great and has been one of my favorites so far. I have caught myself re-listening through the Pollock twins, the one that gave me chills. Keep doing what you're doing. The world needs more of that strange static between the known and the unknown. Listening from the shadows, Carolyn H. Caroline, your desert nights just got a little colder. Consider this episode dedicated to every sketch you draw under starlight. Shadows, you can send us your messages to shadowpodcast@protonmail.com. We read every single one, even the ones that arrive out of order. Matt, the file's still open. Hit us with the second half.
You are tuned to the shadow frequency, where every whisper tells a story from beyond the veil. The darkness continues.
Thanks, Juniper. And Caroline, keep those pencils sharp. The shadows love an audience. So what happened to the Kecksburg object after the flatbed disappeared into the night? Officially, nothing. The Air Force doubled down. Meteorite. End of story. But whispers leaked out. Truck drivers who hauled something under armed guard to Wright-Patterson in Ohio. Hangar 18 rumors. One retired sergeant, speaking anonymously in the 90s, claimed he escorted a crate labeled Foreign Technology Handle with Extreme Care that hummed even through lead shielding. Then came the markings. Photos smuggled out by a civilian contractor show a band of symbols around the base. Hieroglyphic, but wrong. Too angular, too purposeful. Researchers compared them to the Rongorongo script of Easter Island, to pre-dynastic Egyptian proto-writing, even to the binary-like glyphs of the Voynich manuscript. No perfect match, but close enough to make your skin crawl. And here's where it gets temporal. Multiple witnesses reported seeing the object in the sky hours before it crashed, over Canada, over Ohio, yet radar shows it only entering U.S. airspace minutes prior. One air traffic controller swore the blip appeared, vanished, then reappeared behind his plane, like it looped backwards. Some theorists point to Nazi project Glocke, the Bell, an alleged anti-gravity device tested in 1945 that supposedly tore holes in space-time. Did a prototype slip 70 years into the future and crash in Pennsylvania? Or was this something older, something that had been falling through centuries collecting symbols from every era it grazed? Now, full disclosure, I promised myself I'd give you one moment of daylight, the skeptical corner. Here it is. In 2005, NASA admitted a classified satellite, part of the Corona spy program, re-entered that night. Pieces did land in Pennsylvania. The military did scramble to recover them. Could the acorn shape be a mangled re-entry cone? Could terrified witnesses have misremembered flashlight beams as glowing symbols? Could radiation burns be chemical contamination from rocket fuel? Maybe. But that doesn't explain the backwards watches, or the little girl who asked her mother why the upside-down Christmas bell in the woods was crying, or the fact that every official document about the recovery is still classified 60 years later. Whatever it was, it left a scar on Kecksburg. Locals still find patches of woods where compasses spin. Hikers report minutes, sometimes hours, missing from their timelines. And every December 9th, the ravine glows faintly, just for a second, like something is trying to come home. So was it a UFO, a lost Nazi time machine, or proof that history isn't a line, it's a tangled thread, and something just yanked too hard? I don't have the answer, but I know this, the file will never close.
I don't know whether to check my watch or throw it away.
Yeah.
That was unsettling on a whole new level.
Good. Keep that feeling. It means you're tuned to the right frequency, Juniper. Take us out.
Episode 236, UFO or Temporal Craft Lost in Time. The Kecksburg capsule that maybe never belonged to 1965 at all. If tonight left you staring at the clock a little too long, you're not alone. Thank you for spending your evening in the shadows with us. Drop your own theories, experiences, or midnight confessions to shadowpodcast@protonmail.com. And check out our groovy website, shadowfrequencypodcast.com. You can find our store and buy some cool merchandise. You can also visit our website there and check out all of our episodes, all of our blog posts, all kinds of stuff happening there. Next time, we're cracking open another file that refuses to stay buried. Until then, keep your dials locked and your timeline straight if you can't. Matt, you want to say goodnight?
Good night, Shadow Seekers, and whatever you do, don't blink. You might miss a decade.
This is the Shadow Frequency signing off. The woods are quiet now, but they're still listening.
This episode was conjured with a solemn vow to explore the unexplained while remaining bound to the truths that have been unearthed. All interpretations are speculative and offered only for your enlightenment and your entertainment.